Summer is approaching with so many families having two parents working outside the home. Many families, they're looking at summer camps for their kids. And joining us now is clinical psychologist Dr. Elaine Ducharme. We're talking the benefits of summer camp. We are both summer camp veterans. We've been there before. It's so much fun.
Oh, it's the best. It's absolutely the best. It's the best growing experience and just amazing, amazing.
There's so much that people can glean from summer camp, but the big thing is resilience. Why do you think it teaches resilience so well?
Well, resilience is a quality. It means bouncing back from stress or difficult situations. And when most kids go to camp, especially for the first time, they're facing new experiences and they're learning how to deal with things that they might never have gotten to deal with if they just stayed at home.
Yeah, it's both risk and responsibilities. People are exposed to them if they go to a good camp.
Absolutely. And you know, that's the thing, is a lot of times parents tend to be a little bit overcautious, and there's no way a parent can provide all of the experiences, you know, that you can get at camp.
And then another great thing about camp is because when you go to school, same kids year after year after year, when you go to a camp, it's a different set of friends that you need to make all over again.
Yeah, and so you learn these new skills about, okay, you know, how do I get along with these people that I've never met before? And in fact, most people become lifelong friends with many of their camp friends.
And it's more than that too. You don't even learn interpersonal skills. You also learn important skills, you know, like building a campfire or new skills that you're not necessarily taught at school or at home.
Oh yeah, I mean, I used to like when we would go out in a canoe and you could stand on the canoe and rock on it. Do you remember doing that? And then you could tip the canoe over and go underneath and you'd get a bubble where you could talk.
So, and the counselors always hate that
the counselors were
because
not
they
happy.
think you're drowning and they freak out, and then everyone laughs afterwards except for the counselors who don't laugh.
Actually, yes. So.
And all these things, they help build self-confidence and camaraderie and all that stuff, and that's invaluable. You can't learn that enough when you're young.
No, and I think one of the special things is that you form this bonding, because you develop a camaraderie, you learn the same songs, you develop traditions that nobody else has ever had before that you share. I mean, we used to have at the end of the camps of the summer, they would take a mattress and take it and stuff it with the numbers of the year and put it in the lake and set it up on fire, and you'd have this huge bonfire of the end of the and you'd be singing
so cool.
and crying, and it was just amazing.
Isn't it sad? Every year at the end of camp, I would get so depressed. My parents would pick me up because I didn't sleep over camp, and then I would cry.
I know.
I'm not too proud to admit it.
Well, but you know, it was such an amazing experience, and you never get to have some of those experiences. You get to learn diversity as well. I mean, we grow up in homes where certain things happen in certain ways, and here you have to learn about new foods, new routines, different cultures, different kinds of, the way people respond to stress. But I think one of the best things for me now as a psychologist is most of the time you're away from electronics.
That's true, especially these days too. I can only imagine being a kid now and going to camp, and it would kill me to give away like a phone or a tablet, but you need to do that. You need to get out, fresh air.
Fresh air, lots of exercise, overnights, art projects. Kids get to do things they might never have tried to do at home, opportunities for plays, building things, because there's usually arts and crafts, flag raising, things like that you just wouldn't do normally.
And it's almost like a harkening back to old times. Like, this is what you used to do in America, and people don't do it anymore because they're too busy playing Angry Birds.
Exactly. Yeah.
now the other thing too that you talk about, a sense of fairness you develop. Now, what do you mean by fairness?
Well, at home sometimes, and especially if you're an only child, you get pretty much what you want, and when you're at camp, that just can't happen. And there is that sense of, wait a minute, how come, I don't just get to do what I want? And the counselors of the camp is set up to help you learn about responsibility and about fairness, and that there are rules and we do need to follow them, and it helps society run better. So it's kind of a microcosm of the world, and I do think it helps kids a lot.
And I think lastly, we talk about how much camp helps kids. I can only imagine it helped my parents just as much to drop me off at camp.
In the days that I went to camp, overnight camps were a lot cheaper than they are today. And I do want to say that, today there are some camps that are less expensive, like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts overnight. But it didn't ever dawn on me that my parents had 2 months of total freedom.
To kick back, have a glass of wine, and do nothing.
I thought that they were just being great parents and letting me go to have this amazing experience. But I realized once my kids were older, this is an amazing experience. A weekend, a month or so without the kids.
Right? Everybody wins when you go to camp.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dr. Ducharme, thank you so much for sharing these tips with us.
You're welcome.
If you want more of these tips and the whole entire list, just go to our website, mymassappeal.com, later today.